million cups on a Wednesday morning. A Kauffman Foundation initiative that is put on by the Fairfax County Group to welcome and help entrepreneurs and business owners. Before we get started, I want to have everybody please pull out your cell phones, and if you haven't already done so, please download and log into the 1 Million Cups app. While we've just taken a photograph to prove that you were here, it helps that you're electronically here as well. It's a simple app. Just go to the App Store and download 1 Million Cups. You can create a simple profile using your email and create a password and then just log in to let us know you're here. The advantage of this is because of the fact that you can then comment on the app, or you can go ahead and have the information to follow up at a later time. Also, you'll notice that we have note cards in front of you. So during the question and answer session or even during the presentation, please take notes and put your contact information on there because we will be providing those to our presenter. Today is a special day because we're joined by the wonderful people from the Asian American Chamber here in Fairfax County. Okay. Yay! And Russ made it! Yes! Good. We were worried about moderator. Good. So, we have a wonderful presentation today by Grover Insurance. Thank you, Grover Insurance Group. I have not had enough coffee yet, so please excuse me if I sit there and happen to stumble a little bit. The Kauffman Foundation is an initiative where people all around the country spend every Wednesday morning enjoying a cup of coffee and helping out our fellow business owners and entrepreneurs. Now, this could not be done without the help of a great many people. So at this time, I'd like to take a moment and ask all of our volunteers and helpers to please come on up and introduce themselves. Okay, we'll start off with our newest member. Yay!
Hey, John Rittenberg, cccSolutions.com.
John Yu, Office Evolution.
Tony Barnett.
Jen Dalton, Brand Mirror.
Donnell Johns, a Vision Worldwide leadership consulting firm.
Laura Dren, Random Words Marketing.
Russ McIntosh, Vision Idea Design.
Right, thank you. Yay. Now, what we'd like to do as a helpful aid to our presenters is just go through the room very quickly and do a quick introduction, please. Just your name and company so we can move it through because we have a wonderful crowd here today. So we'll skip John because we've already done him, so we'll start with you.
Amara DeCure, Paragon Education Consulting.
In the back.
Deb Cohen LLC, Management Consultant, recently dubbed Dr. Deb.
Thank you.
John Rittenberg, CCC Solutions.
Lisa Lowry, The Writer's Passage.
Henry. Oh, no, so we'll start here and we'll go that way.
Catherine Nickel, NET, Marketing and Business Development Services.
Karthis and Raghavan, small ID business.
Okay. Henry, now it's your turn.
Wonderful. Henry Hunter, Insider.
Laura.
Laura Dren, Random Words Marketing.
Karen.
Karen Schmal, Fairfax County Economic Development Authority.
Chase Chunky Park, Korea Business Development Center.
Dan Allen, Alakai Solutions.
Ken Portnoy, Tyson's Toastmasters.
Troy Reamer, Red Clay Creative.
Russ McIntosh, Vision Idea Design.
Jen.
Again, Jen Dalton, Brand Mirror.
Tammy Ashley, Express IT.
Hiroshin, Korea Business Development Center.
Okay.
Donnell Johns.
Cindy Shaw, Asian American Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
Hui Mei Cai, Grover Insurance LLC.
Maria, Grover Insurance LLC.
Okay.
Alan Anderson, I help small businesses with their sales efforts.
Okay. And we have one more person who just jumped in.
Maya Shimendis, the team.
And she's also one of our organizers. So, at this point, I'd like to thank you all for joining us and introduce you to our speaker for today. We have several speakers, but the first one is going to be Cindy from the Asian American Chamber.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So thank you so much for having me, John, and also 1 Million Cup, all the organizers. Yeah, so this is actually May Asian Heritage Month, and thanks for showcasing the Asian kind of American Chamber, also our dear member Grover. So, and I know you give me like 10 minutes to just briefly introduce our chamber. I actually want to first show a video. We recently just celebrated the Chamber's 10th anniversary at our Jewels of Asia Gala at the Sheraton Hotel. So this is the video we show the past, present, and the future. Hopefully you have some basic understanding of what our chamber is doing. It's like a nonprofit organization serving the fast-growing Asian business communities in the greater Washington, D.C. area. Actually, John is our also wonderful member, and he also got the award at the last year's Jewels of Asia Gala at the like a new business category. So see how he grow his business so successfully. So our chamber, membership-wise, actually not only Asian-owned business, everyone can join. We also have support from some governments like Fairfax County. So Karen is a wonderful supporter, and we work closely to support the minority and the Asian-owned business. We also partner up with many other organizations in the area, including some mainstream chambers, also other minority chambers, and also different individual like Chinese or Korean, Philippine organizations in the region. Basically, we create this platform to bring people together so we can all just partner up and support the business. So without further ado, that's actually
So just real quick,
Sure.
we're not gonna have time to watch the video because it's 5 minutes. We can watch a little bit of it,
It's only 4 minutes.
but we only have 1 minute to present.
Oh,
Not
1
10.
minute?
Yeah, not 10. So
Oh, okay.
what I would love if you want to show a little bit of it, and then if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
send
yeah.
me the video, I can put it on our Facebook page too.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
is that all right?
I thought I have 10 minutes.
There might have been a slight miscommunication.
Okay, sure. In that case, we don't need to show this at all because it's 4 minutes. Yeah.
When is the gala? Can you just speak to some
No,
of
no,
the
it's
details?
already over. We had it 2
Oh, you
weeks
just had
ago,
it. Okay,
but
okay.
the video actually explains lots of things. It's very visual, but it's okay. I think I already kind of briefly introduced what our chamber is about. And feel free to talk to me. Sorry for the miscommunication. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I would like to introduce you to our presenter. She's switching over slides. Okay. And please welcome Grover Insurance. Oh, and before she begins, a third of you have not logged into the app. I'm watching. If I haven't seen you logged in, I'm going to stalk you. All right.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Hui Mei Cai. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to be here to present my company. And my company's name is called Grover Insurance LLC. My nickname is Grover. That's the reason. Okay. Grover Insurance LLC do business as Grover Agency is an affiliate business with Allstate. And we locate in Annandale, Virginia. So for my agency, not only have the Allstate agents website, I also have my own agency website. And the product, since we are capture agents, so the product that we can sell is only Allstate authorized product. But as Allstate product, everybody probably only know car and autos, but we do a lot more. Auto, home, condo, renters, boat, motorcycle, umbrella, fraud, commercial insurance. We do financial services as well, life insurance, retirement plan, annuity, IRA, education 529, and good employee benefit as well. And besides that, we do event insurance, pet insurance, travel insurance, and the roadside assistance services as well. A little bit background about my company. The company formed in the 2013 June. I have 3 full-time employees and 1 part-time the contractor and 1 financial specialist. He's my partner. Myself, I have an insurance license for property, casualty, life, and annuity. I do have a security license for Series 6 and 63, and I do have a real estate license as well. That's a picture of my good.
That's awesome.
I drew that, by the way.
And the background about my customer, about 40% are Chinese speaker, including Cantonese, Mandarins, and all kinds of Chinese languages. And Spanish speaker about 30%. For English speaker and others, about 30%. As you see here, my business, when we open, and we do pretty good job. So that means we provide a certain service to our customers. Who we serve, basically everybody, right? And what made our company, my company, unique? Because for my staff, we provide all kinds of languages. Here you can see English, Spanish, Mandarin, Cantonese, Vietnamese, and Taiwanese. And the second is the experience. So the staff in the agency, including myself, we have very experience in insurance. Two of the staff actually were in the same agency for that long. I purchased this book in 2013. And the third one is we actually very active in community, all kind of community calls, event, and also company sponsor event. I was delivered the ball at the DC United.
Nice.
Yeah. Challenge questions. Our customer, a lot of our customer, because of the language barrier, we actually more focus on the niche market. So for those customers actually need more services because they don't know how to make the claim or they not quite understand how this whole thing works. And actually we need to spend a lot of time for services. So our phone call compared to regular insurance agency, our phone call is non-stop. So it's like it keep raining all the time, all kinds of services, yeah. But things, yeah, okay. And what we want to, because what I found is for the mainstream market, is more like a self-serve market. When customer has accident, they will report to insurance company directly without calling us, or if they want to add a car or remove a car, or if they need something, they can self-serve. So we would like to expand our market to mainstream market. And I think it's time for my agency go to the next level to, open up our agency and also step out our comfort zone. So that's the reason I'm here today. Yeah.
All right, thank
All right, so at this point, we're gonna start fielding some questions from the crowd.
Okay.
So, Tony, start us off.
Have you started an internship program with your agency where you're bringing in new college grads? Because that's an opportunity for you to go ahead and do stuff. Where you can bring in someone, help you with fielding the calls, and now learning the business and moving forward from there.
Okay, that's my intern. He just stepped in.
Right, you got time that, huh?
We killed him.
What's the most obvious question? Yes, there we go.
Yeah, that's our intern. He just started, and then to try to learn this business and help him with a little bit here and there, and that's what we moving toward to as well. But another issue is for insurance is it will be difficult because everybody had to be licensed in order to answer a little bit difficult question. Not just difficult, like for example, if a customer call in to add a car, and then if they ask, okay, I have a 2012 vehicle, should I get liability or the collision or full coverage, what they say, then the intern cannot answer any of that question because that become the duty of they have to be licensed to answer that question. So they have to, transfer a phone. So they can only serve very limited, taking a payment and, calling people, bothering, ask them, do you want to get a quote? Yeah.
Okay.
Since there are so many people here, if everybody can write down your questions on the postcards in front of you, that'd be helpful at the end of the meeting for her to review them. And please announce your name and your company when I call on you.
My name is Ken Portnoy from Toastmasters in the Tysons area. Let me make sure I understand what you're saying. If I understand what you're saying, the 2/3 of your business, the Spanish and Asian language business, is less profitable because the customer service is so costly from the expanded time required to service those clients. and that you're looking to change the mix of your business because the 30% of English speakers is more profitable, so you'd like to expand in that segment. Is that an understanding of your
No,
question?
actually, okay. For the non-native speaker, okay. Basically, the problem is we spend a lot of time to serving them, assist them with whatever insurance question they have. So it actually kind of limited our time to do more sale, but it's still profitable. I mean, I'm still making money, and then my business is still growing. And then because those customers, because they have a language issue, my agency up to today, I haven't really buy leads. Everything's come from the referral, win back, and also the cross sell our existing book. So I don't really spend money buying those cold lead or the transfer. The thing is, what I found is we spend too much time serving them, and we try not to grow too much in our second language speaker market because it already steady grows. It steady grows on its own pace. So even though I don't really do buy leads, it actually still growing as well. But I want to be expanded to like more mainstream market, which if I can get the customer get into the door, I don't have to spend too much time to serve them.
If I may follow up?
Yeah.
I think that time is profitability.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I used the word.
Okay.
Okay, so if the profitability of your 60% is wonderful, and your growth in your 60% is wonderful, and I don't understand why you would move out of that niche.
I'm not move out my niche. I just want to expand it to non-niche. Yeah. So.
We're in 100% agreement.
Yeah, because the niche, we need a service. So if I continue grow in my niche market, then I have to hire more people speak only Asian, language like Chinese or Spanish. So I will move my business totally out of the mainstream market. So that's why I try to bring more mainstream customer in there to kind of balance out.
My name is Amara DeCure. I'm with Paragon Education Consulting. And when I look at the demographics of this area, I see your niche market not really as a niche, but a major component of the population of the DMV. A significant components speak Chinese and Spanish as your niche languages. And I hear you with the burden of having to educate your clientele on these insurance concepts every time you're speaking with them. What I'm wondering is, have you ever considered a community-based education component of your business? Maybe you push into a local library and you teach some of these insurance concepts in Cantonese or in Spanish, what have you. It may bring you more clients. It may help you teach these concepts to a larger group rather than one-on-one. And if you could get someone to video you, you could post that to your website. And maybe over time, you would limit the amount of time you need to pre-teach your clients some of these concepts, because you could throw them back on your website and say, I did a presentation on that last week, go watch my video. It'll talk to you about filing a claim or doing some of the other services that you're talking about. But I think the concept of serving such a significant portion of the community that your competitors can't touch, I think that's your strength. And I would find a way to minimize your time and expand into your strength. You've got something that a lot of people don't have, language access and community access.
Thank you so much for input, and I think that's very valuable. And currently I only have the website in Chinese that actually is linked to my English website as well. They have one icon there. But that is very good suggestion that I would looking into that direction to put more education, like maybe videos on YouTube or something that into my website, and also announce it in my Facebook as well.
John.
John Rittenberg, CCC Solutions. You're very smart. You said about half of what I was going to say, but you said it first. Absolutely, it's not a niche. It's a strength. Utilize it as a strength. Frequently asked questions, FAQs, in all languages that are relevant. You just refer those people to read it. If they have any questions more than Bobby or Mary in your office needs to be assigned the responsibility of service. So in most organizations, there are finders, minders, and grinders. And all of us do some of each. But you're probably a finder first and foremost. You have to find some minders. Some people are excellent at client service and are not great at sales. And those people take care of all the clients. They need to be licensed, and they're a great part of the team. And when you have those minders, you and the other true salespeople, the finders, will be freed up. And so to me, it's more of a delegation to that right personality type who loves taking care of your clients.
Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah,
Henry?
My question is around, do you currently have a strategic plan to basically go from where you are today to being able to expand? Because it sounds like you have 2 web properties that need to be consolidated, number one. You have a burn tied to customer service. You also are going to have new burn tied to acquisition cost to open up other channels and markets. So how are you going to close that gap? How are you going to manage that?
Right now, for whatever Allstate marketing they provide, is focused more on mainstream market. That's why I try to jump in every chance possible. So I try to show my face everywhere and show my company everywhere. You know, some of them is co-sponsored from the company, and then we pay just a little for the marketing money. So that's what I'm doing right now. And in the June, that you will see the TV commercial for streaming TV or regular TV that have my agency information as well. And for the what is the second question?
Expanded Main Street.
No.
Henry, what was your second question?
Put together.
So the 2 websites.
2 websites.
So
yeah.
how are you going to consolidate?
Yeah. Right now, I have one website is designed by it's more like English only, and the other one has, like I said, has icon. I created Chinese website actually before I created the English version. So I have the Chinese one, but I have 2 different logos. That's why I'm trying to consolidate together right now. I try to hire people to kind of change my Chinese website, the image, the company image to the same as my English one. Because currently it's different. One is in blue, one is kind of red. Yeah, the logo is different too. So, but I had to have people who can read Chinese to help me with doing the website.
So there's actually translation tools out there that you can leverage that will automatically convert it. So I mean, you obviously are going to go back and
yeah, I don't use this kind of software because it will let me look like I don't speak Chinese. Because people, when they read it, they will think this person don't speak Chinese or something, because it's kind of not the language that we speak. Yeah, not the language, the wording that we use. Yeah.
Troy?
Oh, they already asked.
Okay, Jim.
All my questions.
Where do you get your referrals from right now? Because I know you have a referral program. How does that work right now? Is it working well? Is it bringing you the other 30% of non-English speakers?
Our current referral program only brings us the other 70%.
Okay.
So it's like, because we're serving them so well, and then they actually tell their friend, oh, I just have an accident, they are, they're doing a good job. So they actually bring their friends. So all the friends they bring is the same category like them. So that's why our market is kind of shift to Spanish and Chinese only. I think when I purchased this book, it's about 40 of the mainstream market and then 60, and right now it's getting bigger and bigger in those Asian and the Spanish market.
And I 100% agree to double down on those markets and not expand outside of them. I do love the video idea, but I would do subtitle translations and maybe do monthly webinars or lunch and learns at your office to bring people in to keep that sense of community. My only feedback on the branding side, I would love to know why your nickname is Grover, but that's a different conversation probably. But it's not clear when I go to your website that you have 4 or 5 languages that you support. And although I see the foreign language icon, somebody might miss that. And so the thing that's making you the most successful right now is not totally clear on your website that you can service people in multiple languages. So just something from a messaging standpoint to think about.
Okay, all right, thank you so much for
Deb?
Just sort of piggybacking on some of the comments, it sounds like what you really need to do is some streamlining of your business. So there have been some great suggestions, but from a staffing perspective, have you, and maybe you do this, have your agents have a time when they are not on the phone on intake, but they are actually doing business development, doing outtake phone calls. But the bigger issue is thinking about, and you have an intern and that's terrific, but there must be some activities and things that staff members who don't have to be licensed can do. So you might want to think about creating a job for a staff member who is either paid less than the agents, or doesn't get a commission as the agents might, and can free up the time of the agents so that instead of spending a lot of time answering phone calls about existing business, they can actually have a major responsibility for business development. And then that, of course, adds to the next question, which is how do you compensate these folks? And if you compensate them in a way where they are incentivized to go out and get new business, that may also help them think about creating their own work time so that they want to go out and do new business.
Thank you so much for the input.
All right, Tony?
All right, Tony Barnett again. Back to the comments that have had before. Your experience is invaluable. Are you printed or certified to teach insurance services to people who want to become insurance agents?
No, I'm not.
Is there a certification that you have to get to be able to do that?
Not as I'm aware of that, but I think for the VITA, if you want to participate some of their program, like for home ownership, they do have, you have to go through some sort of channel to be approved. Because before I did try to work with the Asian American homeownership, the song, I don't know if you know her. They do have an education program, teach the first-time home buyer education at the Northern Virginia Realtor Association. And I did try to do the lunch sponsor and get me 30 minutes to talk about homeowner. What is a homeowner insurance? Kind of educate people when they are about to buy their house. So I did try that, but because I think VITA, they actually changed their policy. They no longer allow me to do that. So that's why I discontinued that services.
Oh, but there are some areas that because my thought process is this: if you were to sit there and start teaching classes on how to be an insurance agent, to not just the communities that you're servicing, but the other expanded communities, all right, the other foreign language areas, and start teaching classes on how to do insurance, you can then pick and choose staff who are succeeding on that, and then foster them along to get certified or get their insurance licenses so that they can then be a growing part of your team. And they will have an emotional investment in success because now you're growing your business by teaching the newer employees, the next generation coming in. And it doesn't matter if they're veterans or if they're, what segment age they're from or whatever. There are people out there looking for work who this is a unique opportunity for. And that way what you can do is manage, to grow your own business through that, and then have these people trained and licensed to help start helping you, and then they participate, and now you become the fostering bulb, so to speak, that grows out the staff around it.
Okay, thank you. I think that's a very valuable idea. Yeah.
Dan Allen, Alakai Solutions. So I have two questions about your business and possibly a suggestion depending on how you answer.
Okay.
So how did you find your first customers?
How do I find my first?
How did you find your first, how did you start your business? How did you get your
No.
first?
This business that I purchased from a retired agent, she's been in insurance for like 20, 30 years.
Mhm.
So I bought the book from her. So when I had that book, it's about 50, like I said, it's about 50% is for the Spanish and Asian market, and 50 is the American regular market, yeah.
Great, so that shaped my suggestion. So I agree with what everyone said. You've got a tremendous capability right now that you need to nurture and grow. But I understand you want to diversify. And most of your growth is going to come from your existing customers as opposed to searching for those new leads. And I was going to recommend one of two things. Either you go out and you acquire what you want, similar to what you did to get started. You find someone who has the customer distribution, who's had, they're ready to step out, and you just take that over. That's probably the lowest cost of acquisition for customers you're going to find. The other option is you invest in bringing on your finders and minders, I love that term, John, to focus on the area you want to grow while you appropriately tend to, the golden eggs you already have by virtue of your ability to speak multiple languages and implement all these other suggestions. So what I don't see being feasible or productive is trying to do both at the same time, right? You have a fundamental time challenge. You've got a great thing going, it takes a lot of time, it's going to keep growing organically, word of mouth. Is there a geographic nature to your client base as well? Are these customers in close proximity to your office, or does that not really play a role?
Mostly Virginia and Maryland. It depends on where Chinese and Spanish people.
So that points back to where are the offices that are serving the market that you want to grow into, and see if that's a potential acquisition target for you. Otherwise, get your finders and minders who can do that and help you grow that space from where you are.
Thank you.
Jen?
Do each of your employees belong to some business network, like a chamber or a BNI? Like, even if they could just pick one, do they have at least that baseline?
No, that's a reason that I say it's time for us to step out of our comfort zone. And for myself too, I joined the Asian America Chambers 2 years ago. That's my first chambers. And before that, 4 years ago, I didn't participate in any of that. I don't do any networking. I don't even know what is BMI. So, and after that, I try to learn more from here, there, and then go to some networking. That's my main focus this year as well. Like, because I want to expand to the mainstream market, so I try to go to more networking meetings, and so that's my plan for this year. And my staff Maria, she did try to, because I think BMI tried to they try to form a Spanish the meeting before, like 2 years ago, and we actually submitted an application, want to join that, but because it's not enough to start a new one, so they decide just not doing that. So we are. I don't think she is in any of them right now. Yeah. So.
I would definitely consider some type of lead shared group, whether it's with a chamber or a BNI. I'll write down that.
Thank you.
John Rittenberg. Just on that specific topic, I have clients who are in 6 to 9 networking events per week. They're 100% in sales in their company, just to give you a benchmark. I'm sure plenty of people in this room are in 3 or so networking sessions per week, just to give you a sense. And of course, Wednesday mornings from 8:30 to 10 a.m. right in this room is an excellent networking group to participate in.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, a lot of things to do. Yeah.
Danielle.
So, thank you, and I appreciate you coming in and sharing your story with us. And so, what you're trying to get into is a long game, and it's not going to happen overnight. But I want to just piggyback on a couple of things that people said. One, Henry Hunter said, do you have a strategic plan? And so you can't haphazardly find clients. You have to come up with a game plan on where those clients are, and you have to be in that community for at least 6 to 8 months in some type of networking group like BNI, like Coming Here, wherever those customers are or wherever they hang out. Not you need to be there, but someone from your organization needs to be there. And it has to be a long game, because it takes, like I said, 6 to 8 months to build the relationships to even start business with you. On top of that, I don't know, you said that you're everywhere. Well, you can't be everywhere and run your business at the same time. And so you may want to hire a business development person to target those areas. If you can do that, I'm not an insurance guy, so I don't know, but my recommendation is if you plan on expanding in that area, you should probably hire someone to do that and understand that it's going to be a year or so before you even hit the surface of what you can get out of that community. And then you're going to have to continue to build it organically like you're building the community that you already have.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I remember what I was going to say. I would find partners who have clients you want, i.e. non-Spanish, Asian speaking clients, and create a referral strategic alliance, right? Where you help them understand how to access the market and maybe do some cross promotion to your clients, and where they will cross promote you to them. That could be one way, just to find referral partners who will help you. Because there are a lot of people who would love to know, how do you do it successfully? What really matters? What do they need to be thinking about? I think as a business owner, you could even speak on those things to companies who are trying to grow in that market and get more visibility. So there may be some more creative ways for you to build credibility, because your value proposition is not only the language, right? It's other things too, like service and quality. So I would make sure you're not missing out on those elements of a value proposition, because those make up why people stay with you too.
Thank you.
So to Donnell and to Henry's comments earlier, part of the strategy, and this is going to be a bad word, and please, people who are working for, cover your ears. What you need to do as part of your strategy now is start planning your exit. You mentioned earlier, you purchased the agency from somebody else. Now's the time where you start finding who's the person you want to sell the agency to when you're ready to depart. Because when you set that, what number, what point is that going to be at? That's your goal point. That's where you're building to. Is my exit strategy. Because you certainly don't want to do this until you're 90 years old and just too tired to get up and do it. You want to have that point. By determining that now, you can start picking out who it is you want to foster or grow or train and coach on doing things, and start relinquishing and delegating things that you're doing. Because as everybody's acknowledged, you're busy, you're out there and doing things. Start shifting things to that person or those people who you want to see be worthy of taking over for you. I don't know if you've already done that, but make that a point in your planning, because it's really interesting. A lot of business leaders I've spoken to, when they decide that point, when they make that mark and set that in their head, that's something that they now work to. It's not just building the company or drawing revenue or appeasing, or satisfying investors. It's now, this is where I'm working for. This is what I want to do. And that, it sounds silly, but once you get that in your head, your processes start to shift and align to a more strategic plan.
Thank you so much.
Question?
Gresham Marcus, Blue 16 Media. I saw that you had like a rewards program on your website and everything too. I think you talked a little bit about that. But I was going to touch on like micro influencers, which might be people that can shorten the time period of getting and building those relationships. So that could be people that are offline, that could be people that are online, but they have a really strong relationship related to whatever you're trying to target. And if you can partner with them and maybe cultivate that rewards program so that they have an incentive to be able to spread that to where they've already built a community, that might be a good way to kind of cut down the time, but at the same time also test out markets without having to hire somebody, and teach them and do all those things as well. So.
Donnell, you have a final question?
So before the final question, I have just one order of feedback. A FAQ page, a frequently asked questions page, and also monitor the questions that you have in, and develop videos and probably a training to that. And you can also do the training at the same time. You could have Zoom people into that training. So if they're not able to make it, they can go back to it or even see it at a later date. And so my final question to you is, how can the 1 Million Cups, our community here, how do you want us to support you post this meeting?
I didn't think of that question. Because I'm here to get help for the ideas and so I think that's what I hope for, to get some idea and like some suggestion for my business. So I already got that actually. So I mean, if you have friends in insurance.
Thank you so much, and we definitely appreciate it.
In honor of your presentation today, I'd like to present to you with an official 1 Million Cups coffee cup that you can show off and say you've been through the gauntlet. And as a reminder that you're always welcome to come back.
Okay.
All right? Thank you. All right. Now, we have a wonderful opportunity here before we close out today's session where we get to do an update not just of one company but two former presenters. So without further ado, I would like to introduce someone who presented here some time ago, I think about 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 3 months ago. Oh, so we're going to do Apache first and then Henry, or?
Yes, since I said 3 months.
So I'd like to welcome Apache Design and give us an update from since their presentation 3 months ago.
All right. So Troy Reamer, my company is Red Clay Creative, but when I presented, I was working on Apache Theme, which is a WordPress website theme to help companies build websites easier. My challenge question was, I was trying to figure out who the target market was for it. I had a general idea, but I wanted feedback to see if I was right, wrong, whatever. And in the presentation, I got a lot of feedback saying that I should focus on workshops. So since my presenting, I held a workshop where I did a 4-hour workshop. I took people through the website building process and gave them the tools to build their own site, which was pretty exciting. I had 4 people. My goal is to get 6 because more than 6, it would just be too many people to pay attention to with all the different questions and things like that. Right now I'm trying to figure out my next workshop, but what I learned from that workshop was there's really 2 groups that would find value in it, or 2 people that came to the workshop. One was someone who wanted the whole experience from beginning to end of like, how do I plan for my website? How do I build my website? The other was just the people that wanted to learn the specific tool. So they were like, what's WordPress? How do I use it? And how can I take those tools and use them for myself? So with the next workshop, I'm going to split it into 2 back-to-back workshops for them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. And last year we had a company called Incidr, and I'd like to at this point welcome up their founder and CEO.
I had to write some stuff down, but good morning. So last year when I presented Incidr, basically my challenge question had to do with the value proposition on our website. As soon as somebody made first contact with the website, could they quickly understand what we do, or at least figure out what we do in 5-6 seconds? It sucked. It failed, okay? And since that time period, we've iterated that value proposition. Actually, immediately following the Million Cup, feedback, we changed that value prop, and Tony actually hit it like nail on the hammer on the nail at that time period. And it was basically identify the right decision makers, because Incidr's about salespeople collaborating and getting salespeople together. That was working, and sales professionals that I interviewed that were using the platform, they understood it, but they also said, identify the right decision makers. Everybody does that. Everybody's software says that they can get them to the decision maker. So I had to start really thinking about this some more. So honestly, I probably iterated hundreds of times from that message, and just more recently, we were able to come up with a very good value prop. And this is after doing many random feedback situations at Starbucks. And so the new value prop basically says, optimize your sales effort, which is what salespeople are trying to do in the pursuit of closing deals. So that's the value prop there. And it also says, identify sellers that you can basically collaborate with. Identify sellers who are targeting the same customer base and collaborate. And so that helped shape the value proposition for our product. That was the first recommendation. Donnell gave a recommendation. He said, add a humanized video testimonial. I said, okay, yeah, we want to be humanized. So if you go to the site, Donnell has a video which humanizes Incidr. And so there was a lot of feedback there. I also have other testimonials, but right now Donnell's is the star of the show. And then the third recommendation, to implement was really overall, how well can we describe our company to non-technical people? And I can tell you guys, you're going to be working on your website. I work on my website in the middle of the night. Things pop up. I call Donnell. I might ping Tony. I'm asking Alan, can you sit with me at Starbucks? Does this make sense? And I'm sitting down with users, with customers, and basically asking, could your grandmother understand it? Not only that, my 7-year-old son, that some of you have met, I started asking him, do you understand what these words say? Because he's learning, he knows how to read, and he's trying to improve that. And I would have a 7-year-old read the content. And as soon as he could understand it, I said, okay, these are the words. These are the words.
Salespeople need as much help as we possibly can.
I even got one of those text messages from him on my birthday. So I got one for my birthday, so it was awesome.
So not only that, more recently we've added, some pricing tiers. There's an example on the website. There's a what you can do link, which tells you 12 different things that you can do with the product that is so simple and easy to understand. If you don't understand it, please tell me that something's wrong. Something's wrong if you don't understand it at this point. But if a set of 85-year-old retired people can understand it, if a 7-year-old can understand it, I'm pretty certain everyone here can understand it now. So that was the recommendation, and that's what I've done to improve that. And how has the entire Million Cup supported me since that time? I can tell you this, I've done a lot of pitches, I've been to a lot of different events, Tech Breakfast when it was available, get feedback. I get feedback from people all the time, and this one event has had the biggest impact. And now I'm talking from here to Texas of pitching and getting feedback. Okay, this one event has provided the most support and feedback of any event that I've done in the past 2 years. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Henry. It's wonderful to hear good news like that. So I'd like to go ahead at this point and introduce everybody to our to our site sponsor, which I failed to do before we got started. So,
Okay.
Mr. Yu.
Do you need more coffee?
I'm almost there.
I'm almost there. Okay.
It's hazelnut though.
All right. So thank you everybody. So the brain power here is just phenomenal. I wanted to just take a moment, this opportunity to thank Cindy for coming today. May is the Asian American Chamber is the Asian Heritage Month, and I want to present our coveted 1 million cups. Thank you for coming and telling us about Asian American Chamber. I dropped the ball. It's my bad. I thought it was 5 to 10 minutes, but she only had 1 minute. But we can we put the video on our site? So thank you for coming.
Thank
all
you
right,
so much.
and you're always welcome to come anytime.
Sure,
so,
definitely.
all right, thank you.
And I'd also like to give a plug to Office Evolution for being our host and sponsor, as well as Laura. Give her come up for just a moment. She's our wonderful coffee sponsor. We live and survive by our sponsors and the generosity of others.
So, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you, Cindy. So my company dedicate my efforts to find people that does not have their startups or needed help. We take the words and we put it in video, social media, and paper. So if you know somebody that is having the startup, bring them here to learn. We can help them. And after that, if they need help, I'm here for you. My name is Laura Drain, and Random Words is my company.
Now, as we say, every Wednesday we meet here, starting off at 8:30, and we finish up right about 10 o'clock. And next week we have someone very cool. It's what? Unix. Unix is I guess the right word is it's a motivational speaking company or a business consulting firm. It's a leadership training. It's a combination of a number of things. We're looking forward to that. That's going to be next Wednesday, and then the Wednesday after that, which will be our first one in June, is a company called Wheezy. Oopsies. Sorry. I got it close.
Oopsies.
Yeah. And if you've ever had complications with parking or transportation, they're a very interesting company and a unique new idea. And they have a new challenge that they're posing. So we're looking forward to that. So,
and then startup space after that.
And then, we do. A great startup space is right after that. So we're actually looking very good, but we need people to present. And as you've seen up here today, the results, but also someone who is just presenting for the first time, this is a unique opportunity to get feedback from local area leaders. And behind that, if you have an idea that you want to present your company, and you meet the basic criteria, please go ahead and apply online. We'd love to go ahead and review you and have you up here sometime in June or July, or maybe some point after that when it's convenient for your schedules. And you just go to 1 Million Cups Fairfax, and you'll see the tag just to apply right there. Now, we have holiday weekend coming up, so there are really not a lot of events going on today, tomorrow, or Friday, but if anybody has anything that they're doing this week, please go ahead and speak up. Russ, that's right. Russ has a big event going on.
Tonight from 6:30 to 9, I'm hosting the charity art gala for MK9 service dogs for vets. There's going to be over 50 pieces of artwork for sale. All the proceeds go to help the service dogs, which is an all volunteer organization. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. We're going to have lots of drinks, food, and artwork.
Did you say drinks?
Yes,
Yep.
I will.
And art. Drinks and art.
I didn't hear anything until you said that.
Where is that going to be?
It's going to be at the American Legion in Fairfax City.
Okay.
Right off of Main Street on Oak Road. It's easy to get to.
Lots of parking, yes.
Lots of parking. Plenty of parking.
Great. Anybody else? Laura.
And if you want to visit this weekend, is Viva Vienna. It's a festival for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So you can have a fun time. I'm running for a school board, so if you wanted to support me and be there around, giving my information.
Awesome.
A week from this Friday, I will be giving a presentation at the Tysons Regional Chamber of Commerce entitled Delivering Impactful Presentations.
Boom.
Boom. If you are a member of the chamber, it's a free event. If you're a non-member, there is a fee, but if you're a friend of Ken, we can get that fee waived. Get in touch with me. Catch me after the show, and we'll work that out.
Is that the promo code friend of Ken?
FOK.
FOK.
So we are doing a ribbon cutting ceremony at the Tea Center on June 5th. You're invited. Just send me an RSVP. In addition to food, we'll also have lots of entertainment.
Did you say drinks?
This is for young children.
Have tea at the Tea Center.
No.